Hello Aries, thank you so much for watching this video. This is my second round of videos for all the signs. I did it my first time in November and I'm super happy to be doing it again for December. And I've been shuffling here for a little while, but just to kind of brief you so I can keep shuffling a little bit longer, each video I do a love reading and a general reading for each sign. And I always put my contact information in the description box, so if you have any questions or comments or anything, feel free to either shoot me a personal email or just to comment on the video. So here we go. This is a reading for Aries for December 2015. A love reading for Aries for December 2015. Okay, here we go. Okay, Aries, December 2015 love reading. Here we go. Four of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Nine of Wands, the Lovers, Five of Pentacles, and let me move this a little bit, Two of Swords, Two of Wands, and Three of Wands. Okay, here we go. Immediately, I'm drawn to the very center of the reading, which is your Lover's card. Every love reading, this is what the love reading is all about, is the Lover's card. It's that intense connection that you may have with someone, an unstoppable attraction on all levels, not just physical, but intellectually and emotionally as well. It's, this is kind of, I call it the soulmate card. It seems as though you may have won some sort of a victory, maybe a recent argument or something that, you did come out on top of a little bit. And the reason why I say that is because you have your Six of Wands here, which is, somewhat of a victorious card. It's you coming back from a battle and, having people there celebrating with you. And in regards to a love reading, I typically tend to lean toward this being a victory over an argument or a victory over an issue that you were having, whether with your significant other, an issue you were having even with yourself, something that just wasn't going wrong, but that, ended up going well, or ended up in your favor. And you do have a lot of wands here. You actually have two kind of separate concepts going on. I see your Lover's card, which is adjacent to your Five of Pentacles card, which can mean many different things, but for me, when it's placed next to the Lover's card, it reinforces the concept of the soulmate. Here you have two individuals standing outside in, a blizzard essentially, and looking in through the stained glass windows. But when it's placed next to the Lover's card, I tend to interpret this as being through thick and thin, through better or for worse, through sickness and in health, no matter what happens, that person, you two people, will be standing next to each other no matter what. And it's sort of that love that continues on and carries through the thick and the thin, you know. It seems like whatever victory this was, and whatever battle it was that you may have been fighting, you know, you were victorious because it is this type of connection. Or you may come to a point where you feel this connection with this person. And because of this victory, Aries, I feel that this Queen of Pentacles at the top is your card. I feel that this is you coming out on top. You are ending this triumph as a queen, a well-grounded, practical, you know, you may have won, but you didn't get a big head about it. You still remain humble. You still remain a little bit vulnerable, but a lot more emotionally mature. And because of that victory, your significant other or someone that you're dating, or you know, someone that's in your life in a love capacity, again, a love reading can carry over into not just relationship but friends and family and close people as well. I feel that you were victorious in this, and the other person may have been brought down a couple notches, which is why they're being represented here by the page. They are aware now of what you are capable of, and not in a bad way, but you know, Aries, you're strong, you're fighters. I mean, here you even have your Nine of Wands here, you know, the courageous, will fight and defend no matter what type of card. And you know, it's a you know, you do have a lot of wands in your reading this month. It is indicative of a lot of passion and communication and being sharp with your words and knowing where you're come from and being able to properly articulate what it is you really want to say. And this person in your life may have been sort of humbled a little bit in realizing how capable you really are, how mature you actually are, how well grounded you actually are. And it doesn't stop them or prevent them from being interested in you in any way, shape, or form. I mean, obviously, your entire reading is centered around the Lover's card. But it does kind of bring them and put them in their place a little bit. I feel that you have maybe a sharper tongue, a more intelligent form of arguing, a more intelligent form of communicating than this person. And so maybe you win. I don't know what another word to say it is, but you are triumphant in your quests, whatever that is. And this person becomes aware of your abilities and maybe even comes to a point of, you know, giving you even a little bit more respect than you have had previously. Looking at you more as an equal partner in crime, looking at you more as an equal partner as opposed to someone that they can just sort of walk all over or take advantage of, or that they can behave however they see fit without having to endure the consequences. You know, you are a courageous energy, just as it is. You know, you're a quick start, you're Aries, you're a fire sign, you're very strong. You know, your card is not represented here, but your card in the tarot is the Emperor. I mean, how much more, you know, strong and sturdy can you get? And, you know, being that way, you know, sometimes you do feel that need to be on your own and to not feel obligated or bogged down by anybody else. And I see you kind of going through a period of, you know, choosing, if you will, or feeling a draw toward independence. And you have two, again, wand cards represented here at the bottom. Your 2 and your 3 of wands, so a natural progression here. Evaluating your world, taking a look at what you have and what you have accomplished in your own goals that you have set for yourself, and looking toward new opportunities. There is a little bit of self-interest here, which isn't a bad thing. But looking for, things that are on the horizon, new journeys. Sometimes this card can actually indicate travel. So, doing what's in your best interest sometimes does conflict with, being in an established relationship in a committed situation. If you are currently in a committed situation, you may be feeling a new level of a connection with your current partner, and also feeling a little bit conflicted internally and not quite being able to see the end result of either direction of, continuing along this path of being in a partnership or your own independence, your own opportunities, like what is happening in your career, what is happening with your own life ambitions, and being, maybe a little bit torn between this person in your life or this potential in your life and maintaining your sense of self. I'm going to go ahead and pull your outcome card here. And I love having the Lover's card in the very center of the reading. It's so lovely. It's the best card for a love reading. Okay, here we go. Okay, your 8 of Pentacles, which is just perfect right after these two cards here. The 2 wands. Again, I feel maybe now, and I said it before, but it's possible that you might be looking for new opportunities in a career capacity, or in ways to bring in, extra dollars, or, pursuing new projects and new endeavors, if you will. And these are things that you're doing alone. Again, in each one of these cards, you do have a single person looking out, pursuing their own interests. With this card, he's very focused and very successful. He's got a lot to show for his work, a lot to show for his effort, but he's not, egotistical about it. He is working hard and he's productive, and again, this is you, the Queen of Pentacles. Same thing, both energies have their heads down. They're both focused on their goal, on what they're working for, what they have attained already. They're both blossoming and giving birth to the seeds that they have planted. And, you have a very keen ability to make things happen. You you know, I am not going to say that you're going to feel like this person is getting in your way, because that's definitely not the case. However, with those types of commitments and with that soulmate quality connection, you may feel like giving them your time and your attention might just be pulling away a little bit from the things that you're trying to accomplish, from your own pursuits. And again, this card can really go either way. I said in the beginning, because it was connected with the Lover's card, that it's really, two people that are willing to weather the storm together. But again, there is a slight sense of obligation here. There is a slight sense of sacrifice and you giving things up in order to stay by their side, and vice versa. Definitely, it goes both ways, I see this card being connected to even this energy here. This new humbled energy that says, wow, okay, well, this is a real potential partner for me in my life, but I still have uh, my own set of goals that I want to accomplish too. And you both might be feeling that conflict, well, I love this person, or this person has a great potential for being a life partner, or even if you're just dating, it could be someone that you have a strong connection with, but taking that time to invest into someone else does pull away from your own self-interests. So yeah, I think that's it. That was a really clear reading. Some of the readings last month were a little bit longer and a little bit more had maybe a few more concepts to go along with them, but I feel like that's pretty solid. So let me consolidate the cards and give them a new shuffle, and then I'll go ahead and redraw for your general reading. Okay, Aries, I've been shuffling these cards for several minutes. Go ahead and do it for a few minutes longer, and then I'll go ahead and draw for your December 2015 general reading. Easy. Okay, so Aries, general reading for December 2015. Here we go. Your Five of Swords, your Emperor, Six of Cups, Seven of Wands, Queen of Cups, Page of Swords, Two of Wands, King of Cups, and your Five of Cups. Okay. So again, for your general reading, I'm sensing an overlying theme for you for the month of December really is more passion and emotion driven. I'm not seeing a lot geared toward your career or family members or health or any other category, really. It's more just your emotional state, if you will. I am seeing your Emperor in this reading, which I always love when I pull the cards that represent the sign. I mean, the Emperor is the card of Aries, and I feel like you will just be very much your Aries self. You're true to color, true to your colors, displaying, just being a true Aries, if you will. I feel like that's really this card being present isn't so much a person or it's representing a person, but rather your energy and just being so in your element. And that's going to really push this month through for you. And it's going to, enable you. I feel like you might be going through, like we all have patterns in our life, things that we do over and over that sort of recur, bad habits. We have toxic people in our lives that we can't get rid of. And this card often represents becoming victorious over those things, which doesn't surprise me because in your love reading, you had, the Six of Wands, which was sort of a card of victory. And same with the Five of Swords. Different type of victory, but a victory nonetheless. And I have a feeling that's because you are you're going to have a level of strength this month internally, in terms of being able to defend yourself, and again, being able to articulate and communicate properly so that people understand. And people don't, when you're expressing things that you feel and things that are bothering you, or if you express them in a mature way and you express them in, if you're clear, it's hard to argue with people when they make sense, or when they're being logical. And I feel like that's going to really be a theme for you this month as well. You have your Seven of Wands here, which is, it's courage. It's defending yourself and defending your own honor. Here you are holding fast to the things that you know and you believe to be true, holding fast to your passions, your pathway, your decision, the things that you want. And here, these are external forces coming at you. They are attacking you. They're trying to persuade you or trying to make you think one thing when in reality, it's another. And you are able to overcome those objections that other people have. I'm seeing presence of two individuals here. Again, this might be a very love-focused month for you. It might have a lot to do with a partner or a potential that you're dating. Again, that level of respect, you being able to properly articulate what it is you're feeling and your side of the argument or your side of the situation or where you're coming from will demand respect. And honestly, I feel like, okay, I'm trying to think of how to do this. So here I have the Queen of Cups in the center. Aries, I feel that this is actually you. This is your energy just because it is directly connected with your Emperor here. And it is directly connected with the, the Seven of Wands here. That this is you, and while you do display that, Emperor-like true to Aries essence, you are still maintaining a level of compassion and empathy and being able to sympathize with where the other person is coming from and being able to understand. It seems like you're going to have a very sharp mind this month, and an open heart, because sometimes people are dealing with issues and, they may be, a little bit humbled by you being able to display, really who you are and to make no apologies for that, which you shouldn't. But I do feel that they will sort of get out of this page-like phase very, very quickly. And that you will, then they will kind of grow up a little bit and be, so I'm sorry, I'm trying to just think of how to say it, be more like the King of Cups, which is more on your level. It's more, the king and queen make more sense than the page and the queen. And that is that soulmate quality that was being referenced in the last love reading. That soulmate quality connection. Two people that come from two different sides of understanding, both creative, both intelligent, both emotionally mature. One may be a little bit more nurturing than the other. But still, the King and Queen of Cups, it doesn't get more like the lovers than the connection of these two. And I do feel that, these two are kind of the same energies. They're not necessarily connected by suit or anything. I just feel that with you going through that process of, maybe this is your partner. Maybe this is an argument that you have with your partner, and they are trying to should you by saying you should do this, you should do that into certain things, but by your ability to defend yourself, defend your honor, defend your own beliefs, they are then brought down to that level, a little bit humbled, but through that process, and as they grow to respect you, they become more mature themselves. And, honestly, you both have a desire to maintain your independence. There's no question about that. This card came up in the last reading as well, just like the Page of Swords did. So these are two prominent energies just because there's obviously a message that you both, you both are going to be defending things. You're both going to have to properly and effectively communicate your position in some sort of argument or some sort of conflict. And you both desire, we all do, it's human nature to desire that level of individuality. And by moving forward in a relationship, sometimes we lose that. And it seems to me like the cause of a lot of this is because maybe your connection is so strong. Maybe this relationship moving forward into a next phase might leave you both feel like you're losing that sense of individuality, which would make sense here with the Five of Cups. That card of like looking at the past and being a little bit sad and resentful, maybe regretful. But at the end of the day, looking back doesn't necessarily, it doesn't serve any purpose. It's more about moving forward. But you may be going through a period of loss of your, your single self, or the way you are, or the way that you have been. If you're in a relationship, it may be, again, a new phase or a new step. If you're just starting to date, it might be moving into that relationship, you know, that defined relationship. So I mean, up here you have your Six of Cups. I didn't even talk about this. Um, you know, again, I feel as though this connection with this person is is so pure. It's pure and it's innocent and it's, you know, it's maybe just really starting to blossom. And if you're in an established relationship, it might really be entering new depths that you have not experienced yet. Or if it's someone you're just starting to date, that there are new depths. But that this, whatever it is, whatever history you have with this person, that you really might be just like just scratching the surface. And you may have just had your head in these wild, you know, imaginative hopes and dreams, and everything is, you know, pink suede elephants dancing around in the clouds, just maybe a little bit unrealistic, maybe a little bit naive, a little bit childish in nature, but going through and overcoming some of these past patterns that you've had and being able to properly defend. You know, when we go through that phase of being, you know, so happy-go-lucky and so like everything is wonderful and amazing, we tend to overlook the things that actually are bothering us, and over time those things build up, and then, you know, situations arise. And I'm not seeing, you know, this huge, we're not getting the Tower card, we're not getting any cards of, you know, massive blow-ups or anything really detrimental or anything, but it just seems like there may be differences that need to be worked out in order to just kind of move into the next phase. Differences and coming to grips with the idea of not necessarily being so independent, or, you know, coping with that idea of being coupled, I guess, for lack of a better word. So yeah, very relationship focused, even though it's your general reading. You know, I feel both parties in this, both parties do have patterns and behaviors that need to be broken, that need to be conquered. Okay, let's go ahead and do your outcome card. Your Ten of Pentacles. So this card actually reinforces a little bit the family element of the Six of Cups, the family and children and flourishing and, you know, being prosperous and successful, emotionally and materialistically, and in building a life together. You know, this card represents a lot of things. It's legacy and inheritance and, you know, strong connections and I tend to think of this card as more of a phase. When this card is present, this is, the epitome of like the perfect family. I see this card and I think of like the Trump family, if you will, a lot of wealth, a lot, where the children are successful, they're carrying on that legacy of family that has been built over the generations and built, carrying on the family business, and everyone is on board and everyone is on the same track and everyone has the same goals, and the goal is to ultimately have the best that this world is able to offer in all elements: relationships, finances, career, family, health, every aspect of life, and this represents the best. And with the presence of two individuals, I feel like even though you might be sort of merging and moving into that new phase of your life, of your relationship, of your friendship, of your partnership, whatever this relates to in your life, I do feel like you will be able to maintain some level of this independence that you both are so like anxious and frustrated to give up. But you will be able to work it out where you can maintain that sense of self while together working toward common goals. Even if I were to put these two cards together, and I'm putting this one here and this one here because this one came before this one in the reading. But even here, the king and the queen, they're connected by suit and they're connected by, being the king and queen. But they are different and they are looking out over their own separate pathways, their own separate, whatever. They're looking in different directions. And while they are, that soulmate quality, they still have their own directions. They still have their own paths, their own ambitions, and together they can achieve, this queen her goals, this king his goals. They can achieve their own goals together to build this life. And, this again is a December reading. It's not like for the end of time. But it does seem like, to sort of boil it down, that there are things that are going to need to be worked out. There are maybe some differences in ideas of what this actually is or what this actually means. And so communicating that to each other and coming to terms and coming onto that same page and figuring out how you can move forward together while keeping your own identities, but still achieve a common goal and still work together to be on that same path toward family and a level of innocence and running in the meadow type of idea, while still being at peace and being happy and maintaining that sense of self. So yeah, I think that's everything. So thank you so much again for watching. I do put my email in the description, as I mentioned before. So if you have any questions or you're interested in your own reading, please reach out and let me know. And thank you again so much. And I will be doing more readings, and I will be doing some 2016 year readings for everyone as well. So stay tuned for that, and I'll do a little announcement as soon as that's made available. Thank you again for all of your likes and subscriptions, and I look forward to seeing you next time.